The first surprise of the day revealed itself at Jin's concert, at the very moment the lights narrowed into a single warm beam that softened the edges of the stage. For a second, the entire arena held its breath, unsure of what or who it was about to witness. And then, emerging from the glow like a memory longed for, stood Park Jimin. He appeared without warning and without any hint from schedules or announcements, yet his presence instantly changed everything. From the soft laughter that danced across his face on stage to the sudden Weverse Live that followed later that night, Jimin turned an ordinary day into something extraordinary, something that made millions pause and feel the familiar warmth that only he could bring. And we all found ourselves thinking the same thing. This is why we love him. So stay with us, because tonight we are going to dive into every second filled with warmth, tenderness, and love. Moments that left the entire fandom speechless, smiling, and falling in love with him all over again. From the very beginning, the day felt strangely special, as if the universe itself had gently conspired to make us smile. Since morning, the atmosphere across the fandom had been different, full of anticipation, a lightness in the air, and a quiet sense that something big was coming. No one knew what, and no one dared to assume, but the feeling was unmistakable. Today would belong to Jimin. And as it turned out, the universe did not disappoint. The first sign came when the doors to Jin's concert opened. The lights shimmered against thousands of excited fans, the cheers rose like a wave, and then, through all that noise and brilliance, stepped the one figure many had silently hoped to see, Park Jimin. He did not arrive as a scheduled guest or part of any official promotion. He came simply as a friend, as family, as someone who wanted to be present for a moment that mattered. And somehow, with just that intention, he shifted the entire energy of the room. The moment he walked onto the stage, the atmosphere transformed. The lights felt warmer, the air felt lighter, and every eye turned toward him with undeniable affection. His hair, soft and slightly wavy, framed his face gently. He wore a simple white shirt, nothing extravagant, yet elegant in a way only he could make it. His smile, bright and sincere, radiated calm and love. Jin looked at him with that unmistakable warmth that comes only from years of shared memories, and when they embraced, the entire arena erupted with a cheer that words can never quite capture. It wasn't just a reunion of two BTS members. It was a reunion of two hearts that had grown together through triumphs and sorrows. They laughed, teased each other, reminisced as if no time had passed at all. The moment touched everyone present, and even those watching through screens across the world felt the gentle tug of nostalgia and tenderness. But the universe, it seemed, was far from done. After the concert ended, when we thought the night had already reached its emotional peak, Jimin quietly extended the magic by starting a Weverse Live. The moment the notification appeared, the fandom erupted into chaos. Thousands upon thousands of comments flooded in within seconds. Hearts began to race, timelines exploded, group chats lit up like fireworks. And when his face finally appeared on the screen, the world seemed to stop once again. He sat in a dimly lit, cozy room, perhaps at home, perhaps in a familiar corner somewhere. His hair was a little messy in the most endearing way, his skin glowing even without special lighting, and his eyes carrying that softness only he possesses. He greeted us with a small, gentle smile that instantly made the night feel warmer. His voice was soft, almost a whisper as he talked about Jin's concert, about how happy he was to see his Hyung again, how proud he felt watching him stand on that stage after so long. Every word felt like a warm embrace. There was no script, no formality, just Jimin being himself, speaking from the heart. And in the middle of his calm conversation, came the moment that made countless hearts stutter. He mentioned Jungkook. It was subtle but unmistakable. His tone shifted, not dramatically, but noticeably to anyone who has watched him closely for years. He said Jungkook's name so gently, so naturally, like a word he knew by heart. A small smile tugged at the corner of his lips, almost unconsciously, as if just saying the name brought a quiet glow into the room. "Ah, Jungkook," he murmured, barely above a whisper. It wasn't merely the mention of a name. There was warmth in it, closeness, perhaps even an unspoken longing. Fans who have followed their relationship through the years recognized it instantly, the unmistakable tenderness in Jimin's voice whenever he speaks about someone who truly matters to him. And that night, there was no denying it. Behind him, on a neatly arranged shelf, sat several small teddy bears. At first glance they looked like simple decorations, but to those who noticed the details, they were undeniably JK-coded, cute, small, reminiscent of characters often associated with Jungkook. Coincidence? With Jimin, nothing ever feels accidental. He has a way of communicating without words, of placing meaning into the smallest things. That night, the entire live felt sprinkled with signals soft enough to overlook yet impossible to ignore. Whenever he laughed, his eyes curled into soft crescents. Every time he looked down or covered his mouth with his fingers, fans could tell he was trying not to laugh too loudly, or perhaps hiding something. He seemed genuinely happy. And for his fans, seeing that happiness was enough to make the entire day worthwhile. Yet amidst all the laughter and lightness, there were moments of quiet. At one point, Jimin paused for several seconds, simply looking into the camera with a tenderness that felt almost too intimate to witness. He didn't say a word, but his expression seemed to whisper, "I'm okay. I'm happy. And I hope you are too." No one knew exactly who that silent message was meant for, but many hearts instinctively thought of the same person, Jungkook. In this fandom, warmth like this is nothing new. People have long known how seamlessly the two complement each other, even from afar. The entire night felt woven with soft Jikook energy. Not because they were trying to show anything, but because their bond has always been something that speaks quietly, sincerely, beautifully. A name, a teddy bear, a gentle smile. These tiny moments carried signals that words could never fully capture. Jimin ended the live with a simple message: "Thank you, good night, and I love you all." But the way he said it, with his eyes lowered and a smile too tender to be merely polite, made it clear there was real love behind those words. When the screen went dark, the warmth lingered. Fans flooded social media with clips, screenshots, analyses, and of course, theories. Yet beneath all discussions, one thing felt undeniable. Today was a day Jimin reminded us all just how meaningful he is. He had arrived without any plan, but left behind memories that would be talked about for weeks. He appeared on Jin's stage like a burst of light, then ended the night with a live filled with love. 2 surprises in one day, 2 moments that made the world feel softer. That is who Jimin is, someone who never stops giving. He gives through his presence, his smile, his tiny gestures that whisper, "I'm here, and I want you to be happy." And when he said at the end, half joking, "Hee, I'm joking, or maybe not," the entire fandom melted, laughing and crying at the same time. Because with Jimin, we never quite know whether he's teasing or revealing a truth wrapped in a smile. But isn't that his charm? He makes us wonder, keeps a mystery alive, like a star shining close enough to see, yet always holding a little bit of its light for itself. That night, the world felt gentler. The sky seemed brighter, the air lighter, and every heart that loved him felt a little fuller. A day that began with a simple intuition blossomed into one of the most magical days in fandom history. From his heartfelt hug with Jin on stage to the soft glow of his smile during the live, Jimin once again proved that he doesn't need elaborate plans to make the world stop. He only needs to be himself. Every glance, every word, every small laugh felt like a hug from afar. Jimin didn't just bring surprises, he brought emotions. Warmth, longing, unconditional affection. And when he whispered, "I'm joking, or maybe not," everyone knew. He always finds a way to make us guess, smile, and fall in love again and again. Because in the end, this wasn't about the concert or the live broadcast. It was about how one person, just by existing, can make the world feel softer.